Hello, craft beer friends, and welcome to Season 11, Episode 2 of Tap to Craft Podcast. I am Denny Luce, coming to you from Boise, Idaho, and my partner in craft, the dog whisperer, and my favorite Florida man from Tampa, Florida, Mr. Kris McKenzie. How are you doing tonight, Kris, and what is in your glass?
Well, first off, I feel like I'm just extremely ill prepared because, like typical, I procrastinated this evening. I've been off all day. I could have
Okay.
done this. I could have done this. But no, no.
You were too busy having fun.
We were too busy watching it rain. That was about it. But
Oh.
anyway, I'm doing great. Had a handful of people check in just to, see how the storm went. It was a lovely
Hmm.
evening with lots of rain. That was about it. Couple of sticks in the yard. Everything's all good. Uh, but thank you to the people who reached out and checked in on us. But in my glass tonight, I have a hazy IPA from the folks over at Mason Ale Works out of San Diego, the Weapon X. Now, I bought this
Oh,
specifically
nice.
because of the label art, and I have the Deadpool version of it too. So, Wolverine, Deadpool, great movie too, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It was a good one. But a hazy IPA. This is the Deadpool one was the one that I drank the other night at allegedly at work. Um, when I texted you. But this one, where's the information? I know it's on here. I know this is clocking in at like 7, 8%, something like that. Hazy IPA. Just downright delicious though. There it is. 7.5 or 7%. Um,
Nice.
Hazy IPA. Lots of melon flavors in this one, tropical flavors. Just really good, delicious drinking beer. So, but what's in your glass, Denny? How's your day going?
Well, my day was pretty busy. Busy Monday.
Mm,
I had meetings. I had back-to-back meetings all morning until like 12:30.
mm.
I didn't have time to get up and breathe. I had to get up between meetings quickly and run to go to the bathroom. That's how tightly packed they were. But I made it. I made it through the end of the day, waiting to get on here, drink some beer with you, see how you're doing, interact with our listeners live on Facebook. And what I'm drinking tonight is a Jim Dandy beer. And I don't remember if I drank this last time or not, but this is a 6 year beer. They just celebrated their 6th year anniversary. Actually, it's like a month ago now.
Mm.
So maybe I did drink this beer on the show before, but I'm drinking a 6 year beer. It's a hazy IPA with pineapple express terpenes.
Ah, wasn't I just
Yeah, we were
I,
just talking about
I
this.
swore we were talking about this. So maybe you did
It feels
have it.
like deja vu. Doesn't it seem like deja vu?
Because
Yeah,
I
I think
made
it
a
was
joke
last
about.
episode. It got to be at last episode because you were talking about, oh yeah, we were talking about pineapple terpenes, but not those type of terpenes.
Well, we watched Pineapple Express yesterday too, the movie with
Oh,
Seth Rogen.
yeah. Yeah, but it is as you can see, it's definitely a hazy IPA, and it's got a lot of dank skunkiness in it, and it works. Yeah, it tastes like overripe pineapple for sure, and it's good. I like it, and it's 6 years of Jim Dandy. I
You
can't
like
be
that too?
happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love their anniversary beers. I love that they're doing well, and Sarah is going back to. She just got back from Pocatello. She brought this beer back with her, and then now she's going back again um, to help Haley set up her classroom. It's an annual thing she does. You know, teachers like to help teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so she's going back to Pocatello on Wednesday through and coming back Saturday, and she'll hopefully bring me back some more Jim Dandy treats. Looking forward to that. So yeah, things are going well. But Kris, let's get this show started. But before we get too far into it, we always want to let anyone new listening to Tap to Craft podcast know what we're all about. We are an educational podcast focused around celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, along in your craft beer journey and adventures. And you're listening to episode 262, recording on Monday, August 5th. And we are live on Facebook. Actually, it's August 5th, 2024. I can't forget the date. And we're
Yes.
live on Facebook. If you'd like to join us during our recording session sometime, you can do that on the Monday prior to release at 8:30 Eastern Time. And in this episode, we're going to talk about our favorite breweries beginning with the letter T. It's been 4 episodes now. This will be the 4th episode since we talked about our favorite brewery S. So I thought we better go ahead and cover the T breweries. And of course, you can count on Kris and I having some great beer conversation as well. And Kris and I would like to thank all of our Patreon supporters because this episode is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Mike Allen, Bill Schlemmer, Kevin and Amanda Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson, Jim Kutzel, Alex Fuchs, who are our virtual producers, and Tom Byrne, Jeff Seiler, Johan Halberg, Chalamasa, Mark Church, Eric Groundley, and Eric Scotty Ward, who want to buy us a virtual beer. If you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying us a virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/tapthecraft. Okay, hey, we got some more voicemails, Kris. Can you believe it? 3rd show in a row where we get to play our listener voicemails to you. And we have 2. And if you want to be like our great listeners who left voicemails, you can do that by calling 208-536-3359. Or if that is too many numbers because you've had one too many tonight, how about 208-53-ODDLY? Just put that in your speed dial. Call us up whenever you have a question or just want to say hi, and leave us a voicemail because we love hearing from you. So, Kris, how about you dial up Mr. Eric Scotty Ward's voicemail since he was the first one to leave one?
All right, here we go.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. It's Eric from Brandon, Florida. Just caught last night's live show. Really appreciate the content. And Denny, I have now officially friended you on Untapped. My apologies for missing you, just being lazy.
The relationship's real now.
As a matter of fact, Denny, I have started to go back to the very first season, and I've been listening to the shows. And again, I enjoy all of them, including John's comments. I mean, the man knows his beer. So I'm pushing through all of those. I mean, it's the best entertainment on radio that I can find. Anyway, gentlemen, keep up the great work and have a great week. Bye now.
Well, man, what a great voicemail from Eric Scotty Ward. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And look, it is evergreen content, always fresh.
Always fresh.
Even 10 years old, you can still enjoy the content.
That seems so weird to hear that.
I know.
But you've been doing it for 10 years. I mean, I popped in somewhere around episode 46, I think was my episode with you guys. And then
but that's still like 8 years, Kris. You've been doing it for a long time. So you might as well just add on the extra 2. It's okay.
I get two bonus years. All right, I'll take it.
I'll give you bonus years.
I'll take it.
But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And there's a lot of content out there, so enjoy it and feel free to comment and on some of the shows you're watching or listening to, actually. And maybe we can still answer some questions if you have any questions or any comments about the content back then, or if you find something that we briefly talk about and you want us to go more in detail now, a few years later. Hey, I've been doing that. I've been going back and doing some extra content on some of our earlier shows that we did lighter content with. So go ahead and recommend that. And thank you for leaving your voicemail. Again, everyone out there, Eric Scotty Ward he's creeping up to being one of our, our best listener. Don't let him pass you guys up. Leave those voicemails. All right. Well, here's a guy that we always love hearing from, Mr. Buck Buchanan out of Oklahoma City and Core 4 Brewing. So, Kris, why don't you go ahead and cue up Buck's voicemail.
What's up, guys? It's Buck from Oklahoma City, Core 4 Brewing. Just calling in, leaving a little voicemail for you. I got a question. I need some help from you guys. I need some help from the listeners. So I need everybody to call in and give me some
excited.
Answers. So I'm going out to Denver for the Great American Beer Festival this year, and this is my first time to ever go to GABF. So I'm looking for some recos on what to do. So I'm going to the event on Thursday. It's also a Homebrewers Con, so I'm going to go visit that. and then I'm just going to be running around Denver, enjoying all the breweries, hanging out at the parties. So anybody that has been to GABF before, give me some insight. Give me your recommendations. What do I do? Where do I look up? What brewery should I hit? What should I not miss? Let me know what to do. Call in the show, leave a voicemail, tell me what to do. Kris, Denny, either of you guys ever been or talked to people or got any info on it, hook a brother up. Anyways, appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work. And if anybody's going to be in Denver for GABF, let's have a get it. Thanks.
Well, sounds like fun, Buck. And no, I've never been to the Great American Beer Fest, and neither has
Same.
Kris. But John has before he opened his brewery. And I know Mike Allen has gone a few times, and there's probably a few other listeners that have made comments about going to GABF. So any of our listeners out there who have been there who could hook Buck up with some must-dos, tips, tricks, whatever you can do to help him navigate through the beer scene in Colorado during that time, please leave us a voicemail so he could hear it. Right? He doesn't want to read it. He wants to hear you talk about it. So leave that voicemail at 208-536-3359 or 208-53 oddly. Give Buck some advice. Hook the man up. He's asking. He's pleading. Leave a voicemail.
That's in
Thanks, Buck.
Is that in September or October?
I think it's October. I think October. I'm going to say October. But it could be end of September. What does it say? What's
October 10th through the 12th.
10th through, yeah.
So we've got a little bit of time. So
You got some time, yes.
But it'll be
We
here
can
before
fill
you
up-
know it.
Yeah, we can fill up shows with voicemails. Don't stop the streak. We're on 3 in a row. Let's go for 4. We can do it. We can do it. All right. Well, again, thank you everyone for the voicemails. We love playing them and hearing what our listeners have to say. And if you are too shy, shame on you. It's time to work on that shyness and get your voice out there. But if you still just can't do it, you can leave us an email. I got voicemail on the brain at taptocraft@gmail.com. Or if you are all over Facebook, just leave us a message on Facebook at facebook.com/taptocraft. And we do have more information. We do have our very own website at taptocraft.com. And we have a Discord server. Again, I've been so busy this summer. I've only been on it once since our last episode, but I did post a few things on there. Some good content. Go on our Discord server at taptocraft.com/Discord, our own private listener community to interact with each other, ask questions, talk about the beers you're drinking, talk about life, whatever. We got all kinds of different categories and rooms to go in there and chat about whatever topic you want. Okay, Kris, it is now time to continue the conversation with our Untapped the Craft segment and see what our listeners are drinking according to Untapped.
Well, Untapped, just like everything else that you and I have been talking about,
Just crapped out.
just being stupid.
I know. Everything's slow today.
You and me, well, me included.
Yeah, me too.
There we go. Okay. It refreshed. Got it. So if you guys want us to read your check-ins, make sure you follow me at MCK1345. You can do another thing in our voicemail too. I need a new username in Untapped. So I'll take suggestions.
Yeah, and make them real good.
Beer and dog related, always welcome. Cajun's over here making faces at me. He's going, shut up. I'm trying to take a nap over here. But yeah, so make sure you follow me on Untapped, and then we'll read your check-ins approximately 24 hours prior to our recording. And today we are going to start with Miss Tammy Miller, and she is checking into a peach sour. So right up my alley. Peach Sour by Railyard Brewing. And she's checking into that one, the Untapped at Home location. Railyard Brewing out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Oh.
So getting some Canadian beers there. I've been back into sours lately. This one didn't disappoint. 4.5 cap rating for a nice peach sour. Great for the summertime. It's got to be. David Campbell didn't leave any notes or a
He never
rating
does
on
he?
this one, but he's a cool guy, I guess. He's here right here in Tampa. But David's checking into a 2014 Imperial Stout by Founders Brewing Company. I wonder, David, if you hear this, how did that hold up? Because man, that's it's got to be chewy by now. Craig Andrews, also right here in the Tampa area, checking into a beer by Tripping Animals. Oh, you're drinking a Wolverine focused beer too.
Oh.
It's called You're Dead, Bub by Tripping Animals Brewing. And it's a 7.7% double dry hopped hazy with Waimea and Nelson hops. Not mad at it. He said 4.25 caps for that check-in. And just like every other Tripping Animals label, it's really cool looking. It's really cool. Denny, I was a little upset though when I got these. And if you guys aren't watching us live on Facebook or whenever this hits YouTube, this is such a cool can label.
But
it's
painted on.
Printed. Damn it. I texted the picture to Chad Lamassa too. And he was like, "Oh, those are great." And I said, "Yeah, they're printed on." And he's, "Damn."
Maybe you can take the top, cut the top and bottom, and then the side, and then peel it.
Listen, I really considered it. I really did. And I'm going, yeah, that's all I need to do right now is let's break out a grinder and cut the top and bottom off. Get some really sharp scissors.
You can do it.
Somebody's got to have a bandsaw around here somewhere. All right. Brian G is drinking a Pear Down by Trip Fermentations at Zorn Brewworks. He said, enjoying lunch outside at Zorn Brewworks. This is a pear cider dry hopped with Idaho 7.
Yeah.
Delicious.
He tagged me in that, and it sounds,
look at that,
I mean, everyone knows I'm not a huge Idaho 7 fan, but with the correct pairing, it might be good. So maybe dry hopped with a pear cider is the magic.
Yeah, maybe. 4.25 caps to go along with that check-in. And then moving on up, we've got Cheryl Anderson drinking a Citrine Dream by Zillicoa Beer Company. Super dank. The light, low ABV really lets the hops and Brett shine. Man, I love me some Brett, she says. Refreshing and funky, just like I like it. So
nice.
4 cap rating from Cheryl. Alex Fuchs checking into a Crust by Hatch at the B7 Beer House. Simply put, pretty good. 4 cap rating to go along with that one. Scrolling on up, we've got Mr. Jeff Seiler. I like your new profile picture, Jeff. It's a 4-year-old looking kid drinking what looks like a beer at the beach. Jeff's checking into a Midtown Swank by Wilmington Brewing Company. He said, delicious West Coast double IPA, piney and citrusy, 4 cap rating to go along with that one. And there he is, Mr. Chad Lamassa, speaking of, checking into a Fraggle Croc by KCBC. I'm sure it's got a goofy, crazy, fun label on that one too. He said power in the neighborhood went out around 5:30 and now it's almost 7. Ugh, I'm so bored. More cool can art from KCBC. Nice and hoppy. Some grapefruit. Hopefully we get power back on soon. Update, it's back. Guess I just needed to check into a beer.
Well, he got lucky because we lost power. Wasn't last week. It was the week before last, and it was out 5.5 hours. So the whole time before. I mean, I basically went to bed, and right when I went to bed, it came back on, and so I had to go around and turn off all the lights and stuff, and
oh my gosh,
prepare everything so that it was ready for the next morning. Because I didn't want Sarah to get up in the morning and then have everything like broken. So I made sure the internet was working and everything was good, and then went to bed. So, but yeah, it is kind of boring, and it gets hot when it's 100 degrees out, and there's no AC. It starts to heat up. So we got to. I think we lucked out. It actually cooled down. We had a storm come in. That's what caused the power outage. It caused our line to go down, and they had to come repair it. And the good thing is the storm came through and cooled down from the 100 degrees it was, or above 100, down to like 85. So, I mean, it was a little bit higher than that, but down to 85 by the time we went to bed. And luckily the upstairs only got to like 78, 79 degrees. So it wasn't, blistering inside, but it's hard to sleep when it's too hot
Yeah.
inside.
That's everyone in Florida's biggest fear when it comes to hurricanes and
Yeah.
storms. Nobody cares if the power goes out. Nobody cares if their wind's blowing hard and it's loud thunder and things like that. Our biggest fear is no AC.
Yeah. Yeah. No AC and you're just muggy, hot, sweaty. Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah, and then everybody gets grumpy and just
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
All right, moving on up the list. Bill Schlemmer checking into a Monarch lager by Barrel and Beam. The can says French style lager and describes it as malty, floral, and balanced. It is rather malty, but I don't taste any floral notes. Nonetheless, it's a tasty lager and maybe somewhat delicate. Oh, just like me. 3 3/4 cap rating for that beer from Bill Schlemmer. And I have to read this one just because, as Matt Knight points out, Chad put accessories with his picture. Chad Lamassa is drinking a Starburster Hazy IPA by Black Flag Brewing Company. He said simply, some delicious New Zealand hops, 4.5 caps. But the star on the can is reminiscent of Super Mario Brothers. And Chad added a Yoshi figurine to go along with it. So he's got, accessories to go along with his beer. I mean, who does stuff like that? Right? who has dogs and accessories to go with
I
their
love
beer?
it. You have Cajun Funko Pop.
Well, and it was just on a whim. I just searched for this on Amazon one night, and it popped up. And Denny, it was like $7, and I was like, well, I gotta buy it. I mean, I have to.
It's your dog. You gotta
Well,
support it.
and then somebody, one of the other Sit Mean Sit owners in Chicago saw this, and they, just like most of the other owners in Sit Mean Sit, have a Malinois. And they said, oh my gosh, where did you get that? I said, oh, I got it on Amazon. Well, this is actually the dog from The Walking Dead, if you've ever watched that show. And his name is Dog.
Oh, okay.
So it was cool. I was like, okay, I'll get it. Because of the popularity of the show, when I bought it, it was $7. When my friends saw it and went, oh my gosh, I would totally get that. And I was going to go buy it for them and just drop ship it. It was about $40.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. You got lucky then.
Yeah, I was totally happy that all I had to pay was like $7 and some
Wow.
tax.
40. I wouldn't pay $40 for that.
I'd be willing to bet it's still probably up there, but we'll see. Yeah. So Chad, 4.5 caps and a Yoshi figurine. So good on you on that one. Speaking of Matt Knight, he's checking into a Juice Bomb by Sloop Brewing Company. Solid beverage while waiting for some wings. Matt, I think you do what I do when I go to Gasparilla Pizzeria and Growlers. You don't call your order in.
Yeah,
You order it in person and then go sit down and have a beer while your food's getting put together.
Yeah.
4 cap rating for the Juice Bomb by Sloop Brewing Company. And my good friend Art Warchek is drinking an Ivory Cloud by Treehouse Brewing Company. 4 cap rating, no notes to go along with it. And that was roughly 20 minutes ago. And that is what everybody is drinking.
Oh, there we go. They're drinking a wide variety of beers and accessories. Keep those accessories going.
Beer and beer accessories.
It's like during Christmas time when Jeff Seiler posts all his beers next to
Yes.
an ornament on his tree. I love it. Seeing all
Yeah.
the ornaments. And he has some good ones too.
He really does. The Hans Gruber falling one, that's
Yeah,
still my favorite.
I would love to have that one. Die Hard is my favorite movie. I'd love to have one of those.
Like of all times or just favorite Christmas movie?
No, my favorite movie.
Okay.
I think we talked about this before, but it happened when it came out. I was in the Navy. I was in between duty stations. My orders kind of got lost, and I was doing temporary duty as a gate guard. I was working 6 hours on, 12 hours off, 6 hour, like a rotation like that.
Hmm.
And so one of the rotations when I would get off at midnight is I'd just walk down out of the base and I'd go to, because I didn't have a car back then, and I'd go to the theater, and they had back in the late '80s they would have these dollar shows after midnight just to just to get some more money, and I would go in and I would watch Die Hard, and so I would watch Die Hard like twice a month for 9 weeks. I watched it. I watched it a lot at the theater, just because I was just wanting to go do something and it was $1, so why
Yeah.
not? And I just loved the movie, and it just became the movie I've seen more than any other movie, just because of the time, and it just gave me something to do, and just bring back the memory of that time in my life. And I am sad about Bruce Willis is
Yeah.
deteriorating very quickly with his I forget the name of the disease, whatever he has, but it's just debilitating to him, and it's really sad because he I don't know if he's a good guy or not, but I don't want anyone to suffer. But he being in the Die Hard movies, I did enjoy those movies and that character.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, thank you everyone for drinking beer and letting us have our Untapped the Craft segment. But now it is time for the Brew Buzz, which is devoted to discussing various beer-related topics. And this week, we are going to learn about our favorite breweries, beginning with the letter T. T for Tom. Or T for tea. All right, so I'll start it off. I'll do one, and like we normally do, Kris, I'll let you do one, and we'll just go back and forth. And I have 3 plus one extra one.
Okay.
And you know which one the extra one is. It's the one I have the least amount of information on.
Okay.
And there's a reason, because because we'll talk about
Well,
it.
don't spoil
All
it.
right.
We'll talk about it.
I won't spoil it, but I will say this.
Okay.
When looking through my list of tea breweries, I've had a lot of different tea breweries, but only a few, according to Untapped. Again, I'm kind of basing this off of Untapped. And again, Untapped is deleting my check-ins. So some of these tea breweries may have more beers I've had, but I was kind of going through, seeing how many I had of each brewery, and then picking a couple that that I had the most of that I actually enjoyed, and that's how I chose this. So the brewery that I've enjoyed the most beers and gave the highest ratings is a brewery that's in Israel.
Yes.
It's not even in the United States. A tea brewery that's not in the United States, and it's called the Three-Legged Crow Brewery, and it's in Beersheba, Israel, and it is my buddy Alex's home brew. Now, he is a home brewer, but he attends a lot of festivals. He does tap takeovers at different places around the country, and he's always participating in providing beer. And so, in a way, he's a home brewer, but he's participating out in the community, and people are getting his beer and drinking his beer and enjoying his beer. And I enjoyed his beer when he was here locally, living in Boise, and we were drinking his beer together. And then even after he left Boise and went back to Israel, he continues to bring me his beer, or if I'm in Israel, I drink his beer. And I've really been impressed with his beers. Not because he's my friend and I want to, give him every beer a high rating. That's not how I work. He knows that. And that's why I think he really appreciates the fact that I rate my beers, and I'm not going to give him a high score if the beer is not, high score worthy. And so it might seem weird that I picked my friend's home brewery, but he's making great beer, and I think he should be recognized for the beer that he makes. He has 179 beers on Untapped. I've had 22 of those, unique as far as the ones that are still on Untapped. I've given him 5 of those 22 were 5 cap ratings.
Mm.
And these aren't 5 cap ratings, again, that I'm giving because he's my friend. These are 5 cap rating beers because according to the style and the way that I look at it, these beers are top notch, of the style of whether it's a home brewery or a commercial brewery that I really enjoy. My average rating of the 22 beers is 4.25. Really good. So he's making, there's not now, not all the beers are fives, but they're pretty good. They're well above average, and the untapped average is 3.95 with 1,126 ratings,
Hmm.
which is pretty good
Especially for a
for
home
a home brewer.
brewer.
So again, it's not the typical home brewer. This is a home brewer that does gets his beer out to a lot of people in Israel and to me in the States. So I have a few beers. In fact, I have all the beers that I've rated 5 cap rating. I'm just going to talk about those because there's a lot of beers I could talk about, but let's talk about the 5 cap rating because these aren't just one style of beer that he makes good. These are all kinds of styles. And one of the latest beers I've had from him that I really thoroughly enjoyed is a style that I never would have thought I would have enjoyed from a home brewer as much as I did from Alex's making of this beer. It's called the Everyday Lager, and it's a pale lager. You know how hard it is to make a pale lager or a light lager home brewing and have it come out crystal clear, no off flavors, just taste like a beer you could drink every day, all day long. It's very difficult, and Alex did a fantastic job. It's 4.6 ABV, 37 IBUs. Again, and gave it a 5 cap rating. He says it's a simple, it's a simple recipe: Pilsner, Saaz, and that's it. That's Pilsner malts and Saaz hops. That's it. That's all that's in there, and it really is a great beer. My comments were clean, flavorful lager that is lighter bodied and balanced well. The Saaz hops provide a nice flavor, but not overpowering with bitterness. This lager is fantastic. All capital letters, Alex. I absolutely love it. So first beer is Everyday Lager. Next beer, Baloxology.
I know
Baloxology.
Baloxology.
Yeah, Baloxology. There you go. New England IPA, 5 cap rating. Again, making a good New England IPA as a home brewer is tough because even the pros took a long time to master that New England IPA biotransformation characteristic. And Alex had made a few, and not all of them were 5 cap ratings. This one was a 5 cap rating. It's a 6% ABV, 38 IBUs. My comments are insane tropical hop aroma. Check. Hazy opaque coloring. Check. Juicy hop flavor. Check. Well done, Alex. You've created a great New England IPA. Again, a style that's tough to make home brewing. A style that is near and dear to my heart, and I do not take lightly and do not rate highly unless the style is done to the way I like it. Experimental Black IPA, 5 cap rating, 6.3 ABV, 71 IBUs. My comments are excellent job, Alex. Really well done Black IPA with just enough roastiness and a nice subtle hop fruitiness in the finish with nice bitterness. Again, Black IPA is a key to my heart. The next one, another IPA. This is called Warrior IPA. It's an American IPA, 7% ABV, 51 IBUs. My comments, great beer, Alex. Love this beer. Great hop flavor and so easy to drink. I am now a warrior. And the last beer, it's called SimVision G6, the beer. It's American Pale Ale. It's an inside joke. Don't ask about it. If you know it, you know it. 4.2% ABV, brewed exclusively with Idaho grown hops. So he came over on one of his visits. Actually, he brought the hops back from I think this is the beer. No, he was over here. This is before he came to Boise, and he came over here as a visit before he joined our site, and he brought back a bunch of Idaho hops, brewed the beer for his going away, for his apartment where he was at. And then he came back to Boise and lived here for a few years and brewed beer. But my comments here is thank you, Alex, for saving one of these for me. Great pale ale with a nice variety of Idaho grown hops. Very refreshing and easy drinking. So there you go, a variety of beers All done well, all 5 cap rating of the 22 beers that I've had. I may have had more than 22. This is just, again, this is what's still on Untapped. So I'm going off of that. My memory is not good enough to remember every single beer I've had from Alex, but I've had a lot of them, and they've all been good. So Kris, how about your first tea brewery?
Well, my first one is it's one I check into regularly. It'd be like asking you, hey, what's your favorite J brewery?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right? But mine is Tampa Bay Brewing Company out here
No
in
doubt.
Tampa, Florida. And even, even with the 66 check-ins that I've had at that place, um, man, they continue to just make fantastic beers. Now, there's 2 locations, one out in West Chase, one in Ybor City. I happen to visit the one in Ybor City a lot more often because it's much closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
But they're out of Tampa. 1,703 beers on their Untapped,
Wow.
with an average rating of 3.73. And I've had 66 check-ins to Tampa Bay Brewing Company beers. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't check and see if those were all unique or if those were just check-ins,
Mm-hmm.
because I found out on some of my other uh, tea breweries, those weren't unique check-ins. Those were just individual check-ins,
Oh,
whether it
okay.
was different beers, same beers. But anyway, um, every time I visit there, there's always something new, something slightly different. But man, these guys knock it out of the park
Mm-hmm.
with pretty much everything I've ever had there. But 5 cap ratings for them most recently was their Hop Silo 23, which I think the one that they have out now is 24, Hop Silo 24. And they do this, I want to say it's every year, do a different series, or it's every 6 months or something. But man, I feel like they get better
Mm-hmm.
every time I drink one. Um, so always good IPAs from those guys. But I had a 4.75. It almost made it. Was their 3 rye barrel aged Baltic porter. So that was the one I sent you.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I
Um,
think I had that beer and it was really good.
it was really good. Um, but I mean, I've had a lot of 4.5 cap ratings from those
Hmm.
guys, but one specifically that stands out was one of their beers called Repelling at Midnight,
Mm.
which was a black IPA.
Oh, imagine that. Again,
And
two of your favorite beers there
yeah,
are
well,
lifestyles I like
and
too.
it's anytime I go places and I see black IPAs, or I see the, Baltic porter, or, English barley wine,
Hmm.
um I go, all right, well, let's give it a try. And you know what? Every time I'm pleasantly happy about it. I'm really enjoying those styles too. And it always makes me think of you, Denny.
Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. I also really enjoy Tampa Bay Brewing. I mean, I don't think any of the beers that you've sent me, I think all of them have been just fantastic that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed doing the interview with
With Dave Doble.
Doble. Yeah, I mean, really enjoyed talking with him. Had a great time. The beer's fantastic. Learning about the history of Tampa Bay Brewing and how he comes up with the beer names and all that stuff was really fun, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, Tampa, that's a great choice, Kris. I give you 2 thumbs up with that
Well, thank
choice.
you very much. Well, what about your next tea brewery, Denny?
Okay, the next 2 breweries that I'm going to talk about, I'll talk about the first one, but I'm just leading into them. I, these are breweries that I visited when I was in town, and not ones that I can get all the time. So these
Hmm.
are destination breweries that I found when I was on my travels. And this one is Tin Cannon Brewing out of Gainesville, Virginia. And when I was traveling back to Virginia and doing, work there and trying to find breweries, it was hard at first to, when I first started traveling there, but over, as it got closer to modern times, there were a lot more breweries jumping up. And this one probably was around 2016, I think. Around that time, I found Tin Cannon Brewing Company and drove out there after work and had some beers and really found that I enjoyed all the beers that I had from this brewery. And so it's going to be, my one of my the top one is definitely Three Legged Crow Brewing. These other two, kind of come. There's no one better than the other. They're both kind of like equal in my books as far as my rating. But I figured I'd talk about this one first because I really enjoyed it. There's 147 beers total. 13. I've had 13 unique beers from them. I had one 5 cap rating. My average rating was 3.85 for those 13 beers, and Untapped's average rating is 3.63 with over 23,000 check-ins. So a decent, a little bit above, above average offer, beers according to Untapped. What they say on their Untapped page is 10 Cannons craft beers are passionately and artfully created, crafted, kegged, and served on site in our Gainesville, Virginia brewery tap room. Our goal is to brew as great a beer as we possibly can and introduce both classic and new tastes. We're continually experimenting with new ideas. And starting off, my first, I have 3 beers I'll talk about that I want to talk about with this one. Busted Pipe Black IPA. Again, another black IPA that I just love. 5 cap rating. That's my 5 cap rating. 6.9% ABV, 75 IBUs. Busted, this is what they have to say about it. Busted Pipe Black IPA is our Cascadian style dark ale. This dark roasted brew has a big malt bill that balances nicely with the hops. We use 3 different kinds of hops added multiple times during the brewing process, including dry hops in secondary fermentation. My comments are an IPA with a touch of roasted malts, the way I like it. Very well done and true to my interpretation of the style. Winky eye face, because that was probably aimed towards John, who always gives me a bad time for basically enjoying an American stout. But yeah, great beer. Next one is one that is a tough one to pull off. It's called Strawberry Blonde. I gave this a 4.5 cap rating, 5% ABV, 19 IBUs. Strawberry Blonde is a seasonal variant of our Virginia Blonde Ale. We add a little extra crystal malt and a ton of fresh strawberries. The flavor is slightly fruity, but not overly sweet, with dry, grainy malt backbone. This is a delightful, refreshing beer for spring and summer. My comments are strawberry on the nose and in the flavor, and is so refreshing and good. A blonde I could drink all summer long. By the way, it's my second round. So yeah, I drank, like I said, I had 13 beers I think I visited a place twice. I came one time and had, tested their beers, and I came a second time and drank even more beers because I really enjoyed that brewery. The last beer I'll talk about from Tin Cannon is called the P-Dub Pale Ale. I gave this a 4.25 cap rating, 6.8% ABV, 42 IBUs. P-Dub Pale is a refreshing American pale ale made with crystal and carapils for color and head retention. This APA is a citrus bouquet on the nose and palate with a touch of pine and spice on the back end. A nice balance of malt and hops. My comments are big citrus hops that I like a lot. Has a bit of piney bitterness in the finish. Very good pale ale. And there we go. There's my second tea brewery. So Kris, how about your second tea?
I was struggling with not struggling, but just picking tea breweries because I've had a fair amount of tea breweries. My next one is going to be Trillium up in Canton, Massachusetts. Now these guys have about 697 beers through Untapped, and average rating of 4.25.
Wow, that's a high rating.
That's a high rating. Now, they do make fantastic beers. Part of me thinks there's a lot of fanboys that are on there too, and I get that. There's definitely a lot of hype behind their beers, but the majority of the time, their beers live up to it. Okay, so I've had 10 check-ins to beers that they've brewed. 3 of them were 4.5 cap ratings. Now, Trillium is known for their IPAs. They're hazy New England IPAs. Yeah. And man, these 3 specifically did not miss. So 4.5 cap rating. They're all dry hopped, at least these 3. They were all dry hopped beers. their Galaxy Dry Hopped Fort Point, their Galaxy Dry Hopped Melcher Street, and their I'm sorry. Let me start over. Galaxy Dry Hopped Fort Point, Double Dry Hopped Melcher Street, and Double Dry Hopped Summer Street. All got 4.5 cap ratings. But just under that, one was a stout, and another one was a porter. And man, the beers live up to the hype. If you can get them, they're great.
Yeah.
I mean, we started to see some of the distribution down here in Florida too. Matt Knight checking in with us. How you doing, Matt? Yeah, them too.
I'm just writing a note for later.
Yeah, but yeah, all fantastic beers. I wish I would see more of them. But I kind of also wish they were a little more diverse. But hey,
Yeah.
you brew what sells, and man,
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of people, wheeling dollies away of just case after case after case from the brewery. So hey, if it sells, good on them.
Yeah. Trillium is one of those breweries I haven't tried. I want to try. I hear nothing but good things. I see people on my Untappd that live near the area drinking, all these great beers, and but you know what? My fear is when I finally get a Trillium, you know, I'm afraid that it's not going to live up to. I mean, I hope it lives up to the hype, but I'm afraid it's not going to live up to the hype, and I'm going to be disappointed because, like I said, I just got done drinking a fantastic, hazy New England hazy IPA from, from Jim Dandy, and I don't know how it stands up to Trillium, but I bet it stands up pretty close to what they can do because this beer was really good and done really well with that. Utilize those Pineapple Express terpenes to really give a really unique and enjoyable flavor in there. So, but yeah, one day I'll try some Trillium.
One day.
Okay,
Next on your list.
Yeah, my last full brewery disclosure here. Tioga Sequoia Brewing out of Fresno, California. I visited them on my trip to northern, central northern California. I don't know what to call it, where I visited a lot of breweries in that area, and this was one of the ones that I visited in Fresno. And they make some great beer, and I really was looking forward to visiting there, and I wasn't disappointed. I really enjoyed what I drank, and they have 596 beers total. I've had 12 unique beers from them. I've given them two of those beers 5 cap ratings. My average rating is 3.56, and Untappd is 3.83 with over nearly 110,000 check-ins. So a solid score for a brewery in Fresno, California. What they have to say about their brewery is, we are a brewing company born in the central San Joaquin Valley. I think the beer is starting to affect my mouth.
What? No way. That doesn't
Our
happen.
brew and brands reflect the greatness of the Southern Sierras. Our mission is to make quality beer, craft beer, and in turn become the Valley's favorite local brewery. So I had 3 beers that I'll talk about here that I really enjoyed. I'll talk about the 2 5-cap rating beers and then 1 4-cap rating beer. Sugar Pine Cocoa Vanilla Porter, 5-cap rating, 5.5% ABV, 30 IBUs. Their description is Sugar Pine is a robust American porter flavored with organic cacao nibs and Madagascar vanilla beans. Chocolate and roasted malts are the backbone of this beer and complement the vanilla and cacao flavors perfectly. Our porter captures the essence of a dark craft beer you would love to have near a campfire or a side with a dessert. My comments are yes, this is a great porter and deserves a 5-cap rating. Rich and robust roasted malts with just a hint of cocoa and vanilla in the finish. So yeah, that's a great beer if you have a chance to get Sugar Pine. I've drank quite a few of these because I brought some bottles back with me, and I really enjoyed this beer, and really it's really good. So
Yeah.
try that one. Rush Hour Breakfast Stout, 5 cap rating, 8% ABV, 35 IBUs. Rush Hour is our full-bodied breakfast stout that uses fresh ground coffee. The beans are roasted and ground locally by a local coffee roaster. The coffee is then cold pressed and infused into our chocolate milk stout, creating a creamy, bold, robust, yet silky smooth breakfast stout. Enjoy the rush. My comments are excellent coffee stout. No bitterness from the coffee at all. Really good stout. And the last beer is called General Sherman. I added the General and Sherman together. German.
You got
General
this?
Sherman IPA. And I gave this a 4 cap rating, 7.5% ABV, 60 IBUs. West Coast style IPA, dry citrus taste with big floral hop aromas. My comments are, what a nice IPA. Good front forward hop presence with a nice bitter finish. So yeah, a nice solid IPA that you really can enjoy drinking. Is it the best IPA I had? No, but it's still a really good IPA worth trying out. All right, Kris, how about your third tea brewery?
My third is going to be Toppling Goliath out of Decorah, Iowa. Now, these guys, just like the folks over at Trillium, are known for their IPAs. A couple specifically, their Pseudo Sue.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of those beers that people flocked to their brewery for. And I hate to say it, but now it's it's a beer like we find it on the shelf down here. And it becomes what some of my friends lovingly call shelf turds.
Yeah.
It sits. But it's still a good beer if you can get it and it's fresh. But long story short, let's get back to Toppling Goliath. 174 beers. So not a ton of beers on their Untapped list, but an average rating of 4.14. This was the one that I realized I had 11 check-ins, but I checked into 4 beers. I checked into Pseudo Sue 6 times.
It's a great one.
I mean, a great beer, but I had also a 4.5 cap rating from them is the highest rated beer that I have. And it was a double IPA called Sosis. I'm going to stick with that pronunciation, Sosis. But it was such a long time ago. I have no recollection of the beer whatsoever because, I'm drinking other stuff like this.
That's right.
But again, another great brewery to get a hold of if you can get them in your area. And they also put out a great stout, and I can't remember what the name of the stout is. God, it's something. I swear it's something that people go after, and I can picture the label. It's something. It's something breakfast stout or something like that. Come on, Christopher, you can do it. But while we're working on that, you want to get into our new and actually no, not new and noteworthy, but I think the beer's getting a hold of my face.
That's okay.
Too.
I have a couple. Let me talk about one more tea brewery very, very quickly. And that's Trek Brewing. How can I not mention John Ream's brewery? He does make some great beer now, and it's in Newark, Ohio. He has 55 beers total, Untapped rating, not too shabby for 55 beers, and only being around for 6 years.
I think 6 years.
6 years. 3.68 with almost 7,000 check-ins. That's not bad.
No.
John does make some great beer.
One of the only farmhouse ales that I'll drink.
That's true. The problem is Untapped doesn't have my beers. They say I've only had 2 Trek beers.
Same. Damn it.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I was at the brewery. I tried every beer John had. John sent us beer to try, and then he sent us a couple times he sent us beer.
He pretended to send us beer that one
time, but he sent beers twice, I thought. or at least sent me beer
What
once, and then we got
one
to combine one.
Yeah, one time he had the ambition of sending us beer, but
Yeah.
then, guys like Mark Church got to drink our crowlers.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I don't know what happened to all my check-ins to Trek, but so I can't recall, any notes on them because they're not there anymore. But yeah, so Untapped did delete all but two of my check-ins. But I really like all the beer John does. He does make some great beers. So go visit John Ream and his team at Trek Brewing in Newark, Ohio, because they make great beer.
I mean, come on, you missed out on a wonderful opportunity. Go check out the Ream team.
The Ream team.
The Ream team over at Trek Brewing.
I was trying to say Ream, Ream and team, and not the Ream team. But maybe he goes by Ream team, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure his wife does. And he just goes, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
But we had a couple of listeners check in with us too on some favorite tea breweries. Kyle Marrero checked in and just said, cheers, guys. Good to hear from you, sir. Matt Knight checking in with Three Heads, Trip Hammer Beer Works, and then regionally in the Buffalo area, which I fully support this answer, Thin Man Brewery in Buffalo. And then Jeff Seiler, Tripping Animals in Florida, and Tired Hands. Oh, I forgot about Tired Hands. Are excellent as well. So thank you guys for chiming in with those.
How about your honorable mentions?
I had a couple honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Tripping Animals. Oh,
Yeah.
Eric Gronley, I love you for bringing this one up. He said Toppling Goliath as well, and he said Tenaya Creek in Las Vegas. Where
I like Tenaya Creek as well, but I didn't have enough check-ins to really boost it up there into the.
Denny, that doesn't matter. That's where you and I had beers. You and I had beers there with our buddy Jameson.
Yeah, we like good beer.
Yeah, it was yeah, that's a good spot for beers too if you're in the Las Vegas area. But some honorable mentions from my side, of course, Trek Brewing's on there, and I put in my notes. I'm pretty certain Untapped deleted some of my check-ins because I know I've had at least 4 of their beers, but there's only 2 check-ins on there.
Yeah.
Tripping Animals, like Jeff Seiler mentioned, Thirsty Dog Brewing in Akron, Ohio. Denny, that's basically where my craft brewing downward spiral happened.
Okay.
And then Trogs Brewing in Pennsylvania. Haven't had many Trogs beers in quite a while too, but always good for our tea breweries, and appreciate everybody checking in with us with theirs as well.
Yeah. I have one honorable mention that I wish I've only had one beer, maybe 2. Actually, I take it back. I think I've had a few beers. I forget listeners send me beers, but Three Floyds, they live up to the hype. It's one of the ones I was worried about that they wouldn't live up to the hype that but the beer is fantastic. I really enjoy Three Floyds. I just don't have enough to say that they're like, they were really fantastic. But every beer I've had from them has been really good. So if you can get Three Floyds Brewing, go get some Three Floyds as well.
Yeah.
All right, Kris. That is the end of our Brew Buzz. Listeners, if you want to lift up some of your favorite tea breweries, you can do that. Just send us a voicemail at 208-536. I forgot the rest.
208-536-3359 or 208-53
oddly.
Denny. Oddly.
Yes.
Okay. But hey, we just got a post like from David Makazuki as well.
Oh, David. Good.
Long time no hear from you, sir.
Jimbo.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Let's talk about some new and noteworthy beers. Huh?
Go ahead, Kris. I feel like I've been talking a lot. You go ahead and
you never really talk a whole lot. This is kind of new for you, huh? I wish I had the other can with me, but this one right here that I had first, it's been my only beer so far, so I'm nursing these beers today apparently. I know, that's fine. I'll be a slacker because I don't think I'm gonna crack another 16-ounce can. No.
It's too late.
Yeah, just if we were starting our tea breweries, maybe I would. But the Weapon X from Mason Ale Works, I wish I could tag these guys on social media, but for some reason I just can't. But
They
nice.
don't exist.
I know they totally exist. I don't know if they just have themselves set up where you can't tag them
Oh, really?
in posts, or
Oh.
other business pages can't tag them. I
Oh.
probably could from my personal one, but
Okay.
but two great hazy IPAs, kind of jumping on the hype train for the Wolverine Deadpool movie. And I bought these at Total Wine and More, and I was really nervous because there is no date for anything on the bottom. And I told myself, well, if it's for a movie that just came out like last week, it's got to be fresh, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad I picked them up. They were a little on the pricey side for the 4-pack of each of them, but I'm glad I picked them up. But the Weapon X is come on, don't fail me now, because I haven't checked into these yet either. But
You said it was like 7%.
yeah, it's 7%, but I was looking for what was in what kind of hops were in them. But it was I mean, they're just juice bombs. They're tropical and pineapple. Like this one's pineapple-y and some melon, and I'm just really glad I picked them up. So if you can get a hold of them anywhere, do yourself a favor and do it. And you can look at this really cool can art that I can't peel off of it. Nelson, Montuca, and Citra Lupamax hops. So according to their notes, aromas and flavors of gooseberry, citrus, and melon drop hard on this one. So that's my first one. And then their second one is called Maximum Effort. So for my Deadpool people, I hope you make the connection. Because even in true Deadpool fashion, in the word effort, it says fart. So it says maximum F fart.
That's a maximum effort.
Yeah, and it was really cool. But it was just like this one, the maximum effort is a double IPA with Citra and Mosaic Lupamax hops. So it's nice and tropical. They're even talking about notes of stone fruits, and I just got a lot of melon and tropical fruits out of both of them. Yeah. But both fantastic beers. Great artwork. That's what made me end up buying them. Ended up giving them a 4.25 rating for both of these beers. And those are my new and noteworthy, which is, 200 times better than what I've had in the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, no, you did great. You did good.
Oh, thanks. What about you? What's on your new and noteworthy list?
I have a wide variety. I'm going to start off with a couple of 2 5-cap rating beers. How about that? 2 in the last 2 weeks. The first one is from New Pioneer Brewing out of Israel. Again, a gift from my good buddy Alex, who packed up these beers and gave them to a friend of his that was coming into Boise from Israel, and he delivered them unscathed. And considering this was in a glass bottle, I'm glad it made it, and it had a nice pop to the cork as well, or to the thing as well. So it's a nice bottle. But this is it's called Time Machine, and it's an export porter. And I gave it a 5-cap rating. I said dark roasted malt on the nose, chocolate and coffee with a light toffee flavor too. Great mouthfeel and medium bodied. Another fantastic beer, Gilad. Gilad is the brewer. This is exactly how I like my porters. Thanks, Alex, for the great Israeli brewed beer. And it really was. I drank a couple of different New Pioneer beers since our last recording. Both just absolutely fantastic. He had a Bock that was just great. I think I gave it a 4.5-cap rating, but still just a really good, not too alcoholic, good flavor with just enough alcohol that wasn't too sweet. I mean, really another great beer. But Gilad, he's won over the years. He had won a number of the Samuel Adams contests to, best brewer in Israel, basically home brewer in Israel. He's the one that I went to his place and had a beer share, and he let me taste my first sample of Utopias from Sammy Adams. I never thought I'd ever get to taste any, and he had 2 bottles and provided me a nice shot of one of them. It was really good. So, and Glad is still brewing some great beers, and he's brewing them at contract breweries. So he doesn't have his own brewery, but he goes and contract brews to brew his beers to get in more places. So yeah, you'll hear me talk about New Pioneer. You've already heard me talk about them enough, I guess, or a lot.
Yeah.
You'll keep hearing me talk about them because they make great beer. The next one is another beer that was in the gift box from Eric Gronley when we met up in Minnesota, and it's called Castle Danger. It's from Castle Danger Brewery, and it's a Hefeweizen, so it's just a wheat beer. I gave this a 5 cap rating. For someone to give a wheat beer a 5 cap rating, it's got to be
impressive.
a damn good wheat beer, and it was damn good. Now, I had 2 wheat beers that I drank on separate days, and both of them were fantastic. This one was a 5 cap rating. The other one was like a 4.5. This one was just a little bit better than the other one, but they were both absolutely fantastic. And the other one was a Utepils, which is the one I drank accidentally. I didn't realize, I thought I had a pale ale, and I crack it open, pour it, and I drink it. I'm like, this is not a pale ale. What is this? I realized I drank one of the Hefeweizens that I hadn't, drank yet, and it was really good. So I drank more of it, and now it's gone, and it was really good. Another great hef from Minnesota, big clove and banana bubblegum flavors. It's the perfect hef. Thanks, Eric. 5 cap rating. And the next beer, it's the next Hefeweizen that I talked about. It's from Utepils Brewing, and it's their Ewald the Golden Hefeweizen, 4.5 cap rating. Almost drank all of these without checking into it. Again, I lost track and was just enjoying it. A very well done German hef, big coriander flavor with clean finish, but a great representation of a German-style Hefeweizen. Thanks, Eric. I really enjoyed these Utepils beers, and that is a fact. This I never even heard of this brewery before, and I was really impressed by all the beers they had in that 12-pack. There's 4 different beers, and all of them were really well done. So thank you, Eric. And the last beer I'll talk about was the birthday gift from Mr. Jeff Seiler. Sent me the Perennial Artisan Ales Vermilion 2024 version English barley wine. I gave this one a 4.25 cap rating. Sweet caramel malt with some raisins on the nose. The raisins take center stage with the upfront flavor. The caramel comes through stronger in the finish. Rich flavor too makes this a sipper to enjoy. Thanks, Jeff, for the great birthday gift. And that was a 4.25 cap rating. So, those are my new and noteworthy. Some great beers from some great guys. All right, Kris. I think we reached the end of the show, but before we end the show, let's go ahead and raise a glass. So who would you like to raise a glass to tonight?
So I'd love to raise a glass to all the folks that have left us voicemails in the last couple of episodes. Thank you guys so much for reaching out and calling us. And Denny, I thought it was kind of this confusing, vicious circle where if you're too shy to call us, send us an email. Or if you can't remember the number because you've been drinking too much, just put it in your speed dial. So if you drink just the right amount, you won't be too shy. You don't have to send us an email, but still save it in your phone just in case. But guys, thank you so much. Listen, all I have to do is go, "Hey Siri, call Tap the Craft," and she does it. And she's
so smart.
She calls.
She knows a good voicemail when she hears one.
Oh, she said, "I didn't get that. Could you try again?"
Good try.
All right. So thank you guys. We love getting your voicemails. We appreciate the interaction with us and the support. And Denny's right. If you're too shy to do it, send us a message on Facebook. I'll privately shame you and then, chat with you guys a little bit too. But Denny, who would you like to raise a glass to this evening?
All right, I'll raise a glass to our Patreon toast tonight. Goes to Mr. Mark Church. We already mentioned him once.
Oh yeah,
over there
yeah.
drinking all of our beer that,
Yeah, well,
John couldn't send us because he got
he said the
got
seals
canceled.
were bad or
The
something.
seals were
I don't
bad
know.
somehow or something. I don't know. Or actually, he said it's a good thing they didn't ship because they would have exploded. Well, that would have been bad.
Oh, now
But
it's a terrorism
yeah,
attack.
it's a
Yeah. Shipping beer bombs.
but hey, our loss is your gain, Mark.
That's
Cheers
right.
to you. Thank you for your patronage. Also, I've mentioned them all already. Alex, Eric, and Jeff for providing me with some great beer. I really appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Thank you very much. And for my good buddy Mike Blanchard, who is also a Patreon supporter, he called me up uh, this weekend and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about just making a impromptu flight to Boise on Thursday. Are you going to be there?" I said, "Hell yeah, let's go. We're going to get together and have some beer, some food, and some good conversation." So cheers to you, Mike, for coming on Thursday. And also, talking about Mike being a former serviceman, I want to raise my glass and thank all those who have served and all who are currently serving in the U.S. military services, protecting our freedoms. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And I really hope you're able to return home safely to your families very soon. And Kris, why don't you go ahead and raise a glass to our sponsor?
Yeah, the folks over at Tin Tackers, the provider of sweet metal beer signs that will make your walls happy. Tin Tackers has a vast selection of embossed aluminum beer signs, perfect for your garage, home bar, or man cave. They have the biggest selection with the best prices. They also have a mini tacker of the month club. It's a club just for craft beer lovers who collect tin tackers. A surprise in your mailbox every month. Go visit their website at tintackers.com and use promo code TAPTHECRAFT at checkout to save 10% on your entire order and to let them know we sent you.
All right. And you can find the beers mentioned on the show on our show notes listed on tapthecraft.com or somewhere like that.
On the
It is
World
last
Wide
call.
Web.
It's a World Wide Web somewhere. It is last call. It's time to bring the show to a close. We want to thank you for downloading and listening. We ask you to please tell a friend and, of course, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new show every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.